everybody, and welcome back to Cooking and Travel by Dr. Papori Baroah. Today I would like to present before you a fish cake. It's a cake which is not sweet necessarily because we are trying to make it out of fish. So let's try making something which every kid loves, and I promise everybody else in your house will love it too. For this recipe, I have chosen Ari fish, what is known as long whiskered catfish in English. You can also choose a variety of what we call borali fish in Assamese or sheet fish in English. So these, I've taken here around five big pieces, and now the first thing that I need to do is marinate it with some, say here I've used some turmeric. And of course I'll be using some red chili powder, say 1 teaspoon of red chili powder, that's Kashmiri red chili powder, and some amount of salt which you spread across the salt according to your taste. Alright, and of course some just squeeze some lime juice. That way it will go under marination for say 10 minutes, and then we will go about making this unique dish, and everybody in my house loves it. And I'm sure they're going to love it in your house too. So let us first try and marinate these pieces of fish. The other ingredients are, here I have around 3 tablespoons of breadcrumb. I've just taken around 2 big pieces of bread and put them in the mixie to get fresh breadcrumb. Here I have 1 big potato boiled with water and salt. I have here say around 10-12 pods of garlic, and here 1 big onion sliced, a handful of dhania powder. In fact, this is another variety of dhania or coriander leaf. You can use the normal variety. We did not have it in my house. This is growing, but it's uniquely different, but the taste is perfect, exactly like the dhania or the coriander we all die for. So even this goes in, and we also will need a chili. You can increase or decrease the number of chilies you want, the amount of spice that you want in your dish. And I will also need 1 inch of ginger. All these 5 will go together into the mixie to get a good grind. Apart from that, I will also need here, say, this is 1 tablespoon of corn flour and 1 tablespoon of, this is actually fresh, or you can take any sort of cream that you have in your house. I will need, of course, some black pepper and of course some chili flakes there. Apart from that, I will need here, say 1 tablespoon of chili sauce, 1 tablespoon of tomato sauce, the yolk of 1 egg. I do not want the white, just the yolk of the egg, and around 2 tablespoons of mozzarella cheese. So let us try and make out, or in fact cook, one of the most fascinating and yummy dishes ever. It's something like a fancy. Let us try making the fish cake. I've taken a non-stick pan, and this pan is warming up, and I'm going to put in there 1 and 2 tablespoons of oil. I've used vegetable oil. You can use olive oil. You can use any oil of your choice there. Now the vegetable oil doesn't need to really warm up much. So now I'm going to put in the mixture from the mixie. That is the mixture of onion, garlic, ginger, and the chili, and of course coriander. The green of the coriander fascinates me. The smell of coriander fascinates me. In fact, everything about coriander is something I love. So there goes in the coriander paste with the onion and all. And now I'm going to put in something else, that is some chili flakes. So some chili flakes there, in go the chili flakes. Fish cakes, I guess, need to be a little more like, spicy. So I'm adding a little bit of spice there. Okay. Right, increase the heat a bit, and of course now we will also give in some freshly ground pepper powder. The smell that's there is really alluring. You have the smell of the coriander mixed with the smell of pepper, all of them. Now we'll just wait for it to cook a bit and for the raw taste to disappear. In between, we can, of course, cannot leave out what's here. Add some water and drop in here. So I'm dropping in the water from the mixie after giving it a nice shake there in full volume, in full, flame. I am actually trying to fry up my mixture. To speed up the process, we'll add a little bit of salt there. So this is done, and now I'll put in slowly the pieces of fish. I'll not put in the marinade. I just put the fish in there so that they just get a sort of, the feel of being fried. Okay, we'll not put the marinade, however. So on high heat, we will just cover it up and come back again and check again. So just on high heat, we'll try and cover it up. In between, I have turned once, so that this just turn once again and let's see if it's been cooked. And fishes do not take much time to cook, so you can see the color has changed in a way, and the fish is cooking. Right? Yeah, it's almost time we take it out. I just give one turn again. All right, and then we can take it out and proceed with our recipe. Just one more. I'll not cover it now. Let it be like this for some time. And now take a mixing bowl and take these out. So just will reduce the flame for another 2-3 minutes like this, and we'll take them out. In between, I will do one thing. I will just put my oven at 180 degrees centigrade for 10 minutes on preheat. So we are taking all of it out, and all the whatever was there, the masala also will be out now. We'll try to debone it. Okay, let's try to debone it. The central bone is enough, I guess. That's why when we are talking about cakes, fish cakes, or we're talking about fish fingers, it's easier for us if we go in for boneless fish, or in fact fish with lesser bones, right? So you can just take it out, right? Throw it down. Alright, similarly we'll repeat the process for all other fishes as well. We have to, however, check for any bones remaining with the hands, because if there are kids in your house, see, we have bones coming, and then they might not really like it. So just remove, be careful about this step. Okay, and then we'll pour in into the mixie. Take a big mixie, pour all of it in, be careful, and the entire thing goes in, and then give it a nice grind. Any bones remaining will be crushed, however. Okay, so this goes in. Next, we'll put the other ingredients. We'll also put in the other ingredients, the potatoes, which I've mashed properly, and all the sauces will go in there. Okay, the sauces. This is the red chili, the tomato. If you want, you can go for soy sauce. I'm just skipping it without the soy sauce. And then, of course, the egg, and then the cream also goes in. Okay, it's the cream that goes in just for the extra beautiful flavor, the creamy feeling there. And I guess that's fine. And little of, which is very important, which I did not give you in the ingredients, however, just forgot that. This is just a pinch of garam masala. Okay, now this goes for a nice whisk in the mixie. So this is how the mixture looks right from the mixie there, out of the mixie. And now we'll put in the corn flour. The corn flour goes in just to bind it together, I guess. We need the corn flour. Alright, they're all coming out. Okay, it's in. And of course the breadcrumb will also go in, just to try to make it a little thicker, I guess, the consistency. And this is the time when we actually need to check for the salt. Everything is cooked here, we needn't worry. Now all we need to do is the check for the salt. Little bit more of salt I need. Wash my hands. So we'll put some salt. So I guess a lot of salt missing there. Okay. Alright. And a little bit of chili flakes. It's not very hot. Or I think I can opt for some green chili. Just some fresh chili that I'm putting in. I want it hot today because it's after all a fish cake. Alright. I hope it's not very hot in return. Okay, now this goes inside the baking dish. I have greased the baking dish and now I'm going to put it in. This goes into the greased baking dish. So I'm trying to just give it a nice shape there. I think we can do one thing. Try out making a fish out of it. Alright, just give a shape of a fish. Let's see if we can. Just at least for the sake of the feel of a fish. Just to make the people realize, well, this is something to do with the fish. So we'll try and use some onions and try and put them in like this, just to form the scales, I guess, of the fish. Just little of them, not fully. Top portion of the chili can be used as the eye, just for the feel of it. So we'll fill up with mozzarella, the body of the fish. Okay, so that way the fish is ready. So this will go inside the oven at 180 degrees centigrade for almost 35 to 40 minutes. However, you need to check in between whether it's done, whether it's actually melted. The mozzarella needs to melt and it needs. So almost after 40 minutes, this is how it looks. It's beautifully baked there, and our fish cake is ready. So that's my fish cake for you, right out of the oven. It took me 35 to 40, I think it's 40 minutes almost of baking, and I am ready with a yummy dish before me, uniquely different because I'm not having fish as I normally have fish. I'm going to give them something that's special and nice. So all my family is going to enjoy it, and I can see this browning of that mozzarella is really tempting. Do try out this recipe and give it a like and a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Thank you so much for watching, and please give your comments. I love to read them. Thank you.